Well, hello everyone and happy Thursday. Welcome to week 5 call of our Raise Your Standards Challenge. And I'm very, very excited. We've seen some really great momentum. People have really done some attitude adjustments, some IPA adjustments, some personality adjustments, some work ethic adjustments, and we've seen some really great momentum. And each week we've been lucky to have a different Jewel join us. And Brooke and I met each other at Jewel's training, and I was telling a couple of you just a minute ago, in July, and it was really exciting. Brooke has an amazing story, and she's going to go into that in a little bit. But what was really cool is she'd just gone Sapphire when we were having Jewel's training, and they gave her a nice little presentation with her Sapphire pin, which was so cool. If you never realized how amazing our company is when it comes to really encouraging you and celebrating your accolades, let me tell you, this company is amazing. So thank you guys all for being with us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and let Brooke go ahead and introduce herself and tell you guys a little bit about herself and jump right in. So welcome, Brooke.
Aloha. So thank you so much for having me. You caught me. Hi, Yvonne. You caught me in my workout attire.
Nice.
This is my normal uniform. So I am not all gussied up or anything because this is real life. I am a fitness instructor. I'm a mom of 5. I homeschool my kids. And if I'm not on my way to teach a class, I'm getting ready to go work out or do something. So you just caught me as I am. I'm happy to be here tonight. I'm happy to share my passion and my story, why I do this, and hopefully, give you a couple nuggets that you can take away from this that will inspire you to really go after this opportunity. Just by way of background, like I said, I am a nurse. I have not worked as a nurse for about a year and a half. It's been about a year and a half. And I'm a fitness instructor, have been doing that for about 18 years. I came to Plexus through my friend Amy Paul, who I know you all know. She's the one with the bus and the 7 kids. And she had been talking about Plexus for about a year, an entire year. And she had been trying to reach out to me for that same amount of time. And I pretty much ignored her or politely said, no, thank you, I'm not interested, for an entire year. So what happened is I had my 5th child and I was just really tired. I was struggling. I was having, headaches. I was having some postpartum blues. I was struggling to have the energy that I wanted to have because I need good energy to do what I do. And I have a lot to keep up with 5 kids. And I had a Diet Coke habit I didn't like. And I was liking my sugar and my chocolate a little bit too much. Some digestive issues mixed in there. And so I finally one night was like, you know what? What the heck? I saw a post that she put up. It spoke to me on that particular night. It just hit me. And I called her up and I said, I want to try Plexus. And when she tells this story, she'll say, I didn't know if she meant she wanted to join and do the business or she wanted the products or what, But I really just wanted the products. I wanted to feel better. I wanted to dig myself out of the hole that I was in. And I just wanted to feel like a healthy 38-year-old. I didn't want to feel like I was 50 at 38. I wanted to feel good again. And so I signed up as a wholesale ambassador because that's what she told me to do. And I do what I'm told, I guess. So I signed up as an ambassador with zero intention of working a business. I just wanted to feel better. She never pushed me to do a business, but she was a good friend. She checked up on me to see how I was doing. And sure enough, within 7 to 14 days, I really did feel a change. My energy came back. I started sleeping well. I started feeling hopeful and happy. I just started to feel like I was alive again. And I was really excited about it. And I remember her saying, okay, you need to share. You should do a post on Facebook. Here's what you should do. You should take a picture of you with your pink drink. And I thought she was crazy. I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. But I trusted her. And, she helped me write it up. And I went ahead and I did post. And the rest is history. So that was last year. At the end of September is when I joined. And I probably shared on Facebook for the first time sometime around the end of September. And the rest is history. I felt amazing and I felt like I had something that everybody needed. And so I started researching the products. I did a little bit of training with her. And it wasn't until I had about 30 or 40 people under me that I started to think about the compensation plan, and I started to think, I wonder if I could do this. I wonder if I could do this. And I decided, why not me? I did her training and she exposed us to diamond documentaries, and I thought, well, gosh, it'd be really nice to be a Ruby. I'd like to be a Ruby because, yeah, I could save for my kids' college. Like, that would be really a nice goal. I wanted to fully fund their IULs to pay for college when they're older. And that was my goal. But deep down inside, I had a desire for a radical lifestyle change, honestly. And when I did that training, I started watching videos and diamond documentaries. I started to dream bigger, and I started to envision something different for our life. My husband is a physician, and the entire 18 years we've been married, he's worked probably, 80 to 100 hours a week. That's just been our life through residency, even out of residency, student loan debt, all that. This is just our life. And we have these 5 beautiful babies, and daddy is missing almost everything. And I was just tired of it. Honestly, I was so tired of that kind of rat race. And there's one of mine. That's my oldest. I'm in the laundry room, by the way. This is the quietest spot in the house.
I love it.
So, when people say like, oh, well, she wouldn't want to do it, they have money. That's not true. People, that maybe you think come from money or have money that wouldn't want it, maybe they want a change in lifestyle. And so what this opportunity has done for us is it has allowed my husband to slow down, to not work as many hours. I no longer work outside of the home. I teach some fitness classes, but it has changed the relationship that my children have with their father. And that was deep down a very big desire I had. And it was such a strong why. And I felt so drawn to that I was willing to put in the time and the effort that it took to do this. And so what happened is I started sharing more and more. I went gold in December, senior gold in January, ruby in February, senior ruby in March, emerald in April, sapphire in June, and then in September, on my 1-year anniversary, I went diamond. So those of you that are on this call, this time last year, I was a silver ambassador. Are any of you silver ambassadors? Some of you? Okay. And you're probably sitting there thinking, there is no way. That could never be me. I thought it'd be nice to be a ruby. That was my goal. I want to be a ruby by July, okay? Do not set your sights low. Set your sights high. Give yourself a goal that's attainable, but a goal that also challenges you. Expect a little bit more out of yourself. Dream a little bit bigger. Realize that anybody can do this. It doesn't matter if you're working full time, if you homeschool, if you, whatever it is that you do that makes your life busy. Because the number one thing I'll say is we are all busy, right? Every single one of you. And it's probably one of my biggest pet peeves when people tell me, I'm just so busy. Do you know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like, I just don't want it. I just don't want it bad enough. And so we're all busy in our lives, but what we can do is we can find those nooks and crannies in our day. And we're doing a special training on our team right now. It's a silver to gold training that we're doing. It's a 6-week training, and we're teaching our silvers how to get to gold. And one of the things that we talked about today was finding one thing in your life that you can give up. One thing that is sucking time out of your day that is not serving you. It's not serving a purpose. It's not growing you spiritually, emotionally, physically. It's not growing your business. It's not getting you outside of yourself. You're not helping anybody by doing it. For me, that was TV. I eliminated watching TV for an hour or 2 every single night when I started working Plexus. So the TV is never on. I don't watch the news. I don't miss it. I just don't. That's the thing that I gave up. No. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, guys. Okay, love you. Those are my babies. So think of something that you can eliminate and be prepared to sacrifice a little bit, guys. Anything amazing and worthwhile in your life, including your family or plexus, whatever it is going to take some sacrifice. And be okay with that. Know that there are things that you will sacrifice temporarily. For example, for me, sometimes that meant some days I didn't go to the beach with my family. I didn't go to every single soccer game. I couldn't. I didn't go to every single basketball game. I couldn't. Does that make me a bad mom? I don't think so, because my family was invested in what I was doing. You need to be talking to your family, pulling them into this, letting them know this is why I am doing this. I am doing this, kids, because we want dad to quit his second job. We want dad to be home more. And so they understood that there was a cost associated with that. And so I'm not telling you to give up everything and sacrifice everything, but there are reasonable things that you can sacrifice, or you can use those things as an excuse. So you have to choose, like, how bad do you want it? Well, I wanted it pretty bad. And so I was willing to give up some of those things. And has it been worth it? Absolutely, 100%. It has been worth it, because there's no way I would be where I am if I hadn't have sacrificed a few things, if I hadn't have given up those things that weren't serving you. So think of that tonight. Consistency is the other thing that I think is so, so important. My friend Amy, if she had stopped posting after a couple months because she was tired of it, or she just didn't feel like anybody was listening to her, and she wasn't enrolling people left and right anymore, and things were kind of slowing down, she would have missed me completely. She would have completely missed me, because it took me a year to listen. And so if you're in that place and you are just kind of trunky, I call it being trunky, and you're just kind of tired, just keep pushing. Just keep going. Like, you never know what gold mine is next. And you never know who's going to be like a Brooke and just go crazy, because she just has fire in her belly and wants a different life, and you never would have expected it. So don't stop posting. Don't stop talking to people face to face. Don't stop reaching out to people. It is worth it, because you might be a silver now, but you might enroll somebody that is amazing. I've got an amazing power partner. Her name's Emily Gibson. She's an emerald under me, and she was one of those people that just ran with it, and she helped me go faster on my journey. And she also was someone that said no to the business in the beginning. So you just never know. The other thing I would say is love your people wherever they are. So if they are just taking products and they say they don't want the business, it's okay. They don't have to have the business, but be very supportive, very loving. Do good follow-up with them, and don't stop encouraging them to share. You know, when they share with you a victory, say, I know you're not interested in the business, but I bet there are a lot of people out there that are struggling just like you are, that these products could really help. Would you be interested in just sharing a little bit with some people that you know? So it's okay to keep bringing it up, because I've had people who were like, no, 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 no. And because about once a month or once every other month, I would say, hey, do you want to do our training? Do you want to learn a little bit more? Then they decide to jump on board. So don't, just because they tell you no in the beginning doesn't mean they're never going to become a sharer. I think being very mentally strong is really important, but I think that you have to understand that people that are at the top or that are jewels, we still struggle, right? We still have our really bad days, and we ride the roller coaster, up and down, and they talk about getting off the roller coaster, but I actually almost feel more like saying embrace the roller coaster and just understand that it's going to be a roller coaster, and you're going to have good times and bad times and hard times and easy times and momentum, and things are going to stop. And it's okay. It's just life. That is life. And just embrace it. Don't let the roller coaster scare you. Don't let it discourage you. Just stay on the ride and keep going on the ride and keep paying your dues, putting in the time that you need to make it to the end. Getting done what needs to be done. This was another thing Trisha asked me was, what does my IPA look like? And if you have any other questions while we're going to, you can throw them in the chat as well. But my IPA is maybe different than some other people's. I know a lot of times we talk about the 5-3-1, like contacting 5 new people every day, following up with 3, talking to 1 team member. You can do it like that, or you can do it in chunks. I am more of a person that does things in chunks. You can probably hear my baby crying a little bit, yeah? Sorry, Daddy's out there. He's got her, so she's okay, I promise. But I am more of somebody that likes to do things in spurts. So I like a blitz. So once a week, I like to message 30 or 40 people. That's what I like to do. For other people, 5 a day works great. But you decide how you want to do it. But I will tell you one thing. If you are stuck and you're not making very much progress, it's because all you're doing is posting. And you're sitting back behind the computer and you're doing really beautiful posts, and they're super moving, and they're perfect product information, but you're not reaching out to people. And that is the scary part for most of us. But practice makes perfect, right? Fake it till you make it. You just keep reaching out to people and keep trying. So cold messaging blitzes are something we like to do a lot on our team, or people can do the 3-2-1. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to do that. I do still reach out to many people, probably, I don't know, 60 to 80, sometimes 100 people a month. And I still personally sponsor always 3 ambassadors and maybe like 1 or 2 customers every month. I feel like that's really important no matter where you're at, whether you're a jewel or whether you're a gold ambassador, to show your team that you are still working your business, that you are still personally sponsoring. And if you stop personally sponsoring, you're just kind of going to get stuck. I love how so many people talk about being your own rock star. You really do have to be your own rock star and be that example for your team, and always be looking for who you can help next. Because at the root of this business, it's who can I help? What can I do to help someone else? Who needs these products? Who needs this opportunity? Who's next? Never feeling like you have arrived. And I think a lot of times, maybe some of you on this call, you might be a little bit like me in the beginning when I was like a silver or gold. I thought, oh man, once I'm diamond, I'm just going to like sit back and it's going to be so awesome. I'm just going to make all this money and I'm not going to have to work or do anything. And it's going to be amazing. Well, I'll tell you, yes, I have time freedom and we have time freedom, but your passion actually changes, and you want to keep going, because the longer you do this, the more lives you change, the more enthusiastic you are going to become about sharing this opportunity and sharing these products. So you're never really going to want to stop. So don't stop now. Continue to grow your team of ambassadors and customers, because that will inspire you. You'll see their stories. And Suri is talking to me. That's hilarious. You'll see these stories and it will inspire you and it'll put fuel behind you. But if you're not looking for the next person that needs this, then you're going to get discouraged. And so that's why we're always looking to help more people. You had a question here. How do you approach a cold message with someone you don't know? I'm a blitzer. I do. Yep. So if I don't know them and I'm Facebook friends with them, maybe they're a friend of a friend, I don't try to shoot the bull. I don't try to be like, oh, your family's so cute. Oh, your kids are. I don't try to do that because I feel like that's superficial and fake. Instead, what I do is I say, hey, Jess, I know we're Facebook friends, but you don't really know me very well. And so I wanted to take a moment to introduce myself. I'm a blah, 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 blah. And then I'll just kind of introduce myself. And I'll say, I'm sure you've seen some of my posts about Plexus and you're wondering why I'm so passionate about it. This is what it's done for me. And I'll list a couple things. And then I'll say, are you interested in finding out how this could enhance your life? And I leave it at that. So I'm introducing myself in a sentence. I'm saying why I'm passionate about plexus in a sentence, and then I'm asking them, are you interested in finding out more? Or are you interested in finding out how this can enhance your life? Or have you ever thought about trying plexus for yourself? So those are the three most common questions that I ask people. And I've actually had some pretty good success with that. And I feel like people like that I just get to the point and I'm not trying to pretend like I'm their close friend. And I know they've seen my posts. I'm sure they've seen my posts. So that's how I approach somebody with cold message. But it's just so imperative. I mean, we've had such great explosive growth on our team, 200, 300, 400 people joining a month. And it's because we talk about cold messaging a lot. And we tell people, if you want to grow, you have to cold message. Posting will get you to silver. And maybe if you have like a huge sphere of influence, it'll get you to gold, but it's not really going to get you past gold. So that's definitely a must. I'm a huge believer in, believing in yourself and prayer. And I will say, when I began working my business intentionally and I started praying about it, that really changed things for me too. I don't know if you guys believe in prayer, but if you're not praying over your business morning and night and praying for people that you can help, that's something that you need to be doing, because people will be brought into your life that need these products and need this opportunity, and you maybe would have never thought of them without that inspiration. So ask for that guidance, and then just know that I am not here because I have any magical special talents that you all have. Anybody can do this, and I love going to events. Everything this year was a first for me. Leaders Retreat was a first. Convention was a first. Everything was a first. I loved being at these events because seeing everybody on stage and meeting all the different people just solidified in me my belief that you do not have to be one way or another to do this business. You can be old, you can be young, you can be male, you can be female, you can be skinny, you can be fat. It doesn't matter. Anybody can do this business. What it boils down to is, do you have a strong testimony of the products? And if you don't, you know how to work on that. Become a product of the product, watch testimonials, all that kind of stuff that we talk about all the time. Believe in yourself and believe that you don't have to be like your upline. You don't have to be like anyone else. You don't have to run your business like anyone else. Their goals don't have to be your goals. You can set your own goals. You can run your business in the way that feels good to you. That being said, listen to them, because they do have some good knowledge and insight for you, for sure. They've been there. They've done it. But you do not have to be any particular way. And there is something special about you that makes you influential. I used to hate it when people would say, look for influencers, because, ew, that just felt yucky to me. But now I understand that. And the way that I think about it is, we all have influence in our immediate circle. We all know people that we can influence, people that we can impact, and we can help to change their lives. And so work on building your influence, work on building your credibility, work on your knowledge, work on your skill with overcoming objections. These are all things that are learned. These are all things that I had to learn. I didn't come to Plexus with any of this knowledge about health. My health in the Western medicine spectrum, completely different than this. And so this is all stuff you can learn, all skills you can learn. The key is consistency, not being a quitter, working on your self-belief, and then just putting in the time. That's all there is to it. I feel so strongly that we all have something so special and such a special gift inside of us that we don't have to be like anyone else to be successful at this. You can absolutely do this. I'm living proof of it, coming from someone that had like 200 Facebook friends before Plexus, and a very small world. I live in a very rural community. If I can do this, you can do this, but you have to be passionate. You have to find your why. You have to want it, and you have to be consistent, and don't give up. And that, I mean, that's the key, really, right?
It really is. I think you're dead on with that, because I think so many people, you see them, they get to a certain point and they're not consistent, and then
Mhm.
they've got a story. And I love that about what you said, because it's so true. It's like most people's reason of why they don't have what they want is the story about why they don't have it, right? I'm so busy. I don't know
Right.
anybody, and the thing is like you just said, you only had 200 friends, on Facebook. I mean, here I am. I'm a person who had a lot more than that. And I didn't jump off really quickly. And most of it was I wasn't intentional. It was interesting
Yeah.
to look back on some of the stuff that I did. And I kind of think, I jokingly say that sometimes I feel like I was a squirrel that ran into a net when I went emerald, because I was very fortunate. I'm in sales in my traditional career. I had a lot of people who trusted me, who came on board, and they were rock stars in and of themselves. But it wasn't until I got closer to Emerald that I started realizing, oh boy, I really have fallen into being like a manager, like I do in my professional career. And I
Yep.
was doing enough of the own growth of myself. I was kind of taking all of it for granted. And it's like, you forget, you have to be intentional. You have to be consistent. You can't do this business some of the time and hope that it's going to work,
Yeah.
and you can't hope to be a diamond and not put in the work that it takes to get to be a diamond.
No, because I make no mistake about it. I have worked very, very hard to become a diamond in a year. From December until September, for that 10 months, I was working it. Some days, like the majority of my day when we are in full momentum. I've been able to pull back a little bit, which has been great. I do homeschool my kids. And so I have been able to pull back, and still my team I think they've already added 120 people this month. So it's, that's the beauty of residual income. And I know that number sounds so far out and ridiculous to you that you're probably thinking, well, that's never going to happen. Don't, just stop right there. Don't even think that. Just one baby step at a time. It's baby steps. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on the things that you want the most, and just stick with it. Continue to improve yourself every day. Continue to learn every day and work on the skills. And for goodness sakes, stop only talking about the products. And I was the worst offender of this in the beginning. Share with people the opportunity as well, and that will change your business. So
That's the key right there. I think so many people forget. We get so excited about the products and passionate about it, and we want to get people on, and we forget how amazing this opportunity is and how life-changing it is. I mean, to sit there and look back, at where you were just a year ago and how many hours your husband was having to work, and I mean, yes, there's time that you have to put in, yes, there's commitment, yes, there's sacrifices, but to be able to say here now,
in a
your
year,
husband, yeah, in a year, I mean, that is, for those of you that are on this call, I mean, think about that. I know there were a couple people that wanted to be on this call that were like, okay, I want to hear from Brooke because I want to do that. And I think it's so important that you guys remember, it's not about throwing it out there and hoping it comes back. You have to do the heavy lifting, right?
yes,
You can't
yes,
just hope they're all going to just, oh, look, there's an ambassador, there's another one. It doesn't happen that way. I wish it did, but it doesn't.
no,
Get,
no,
sometimes you do get lucky. We know that. But
yes, sometimes you do.
but most of the time we have to reach out and we have to follow up and we have to be genuine. And I loved how you said that, where you weren't being fake in a cold message, because I think that's so important. I mean, there's I loved how you said it too. It was perfectly worded, and I wrote down a lot of those word tracks because I liked them. Because I'm on LinkedIn, and in my business career, I do temporary staffing, so I have thousands of people that follow me from across the country and across the world about staffing and employment. And one of the things I noticed was, once I went Emerald and people started seeing me from other direct sale businesses, the pathetic sales messages that I'm getting that are cold are just mind-boggling, because you're thinking to yourself, do you honestly believe that works? Like, it's, I don't care. Like, Plexus is so different with how we do it, right?
Yeah, be a real person. Just be a real person. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Don't pretend like you're their good friend. If you're not, just share your story and why you're passionate, and that you would love to share it with them if they want to find out more. Just be yourself, and it works. Be your best self. It's going to take some time to hone what works for you, but you got to start doing that. If you start doing that, it will transform your business, and then it will transfer down to your levels that you enroll, because they'll do the same thing. And if you encourage people to share from the very beginning, that will duplicate down to your lower levels. And we do a lot of that as well. Like, we don't wait until they're on the products a month or two and liking them. We ask them from the very beginning. And that's something that has changed a lot from how I was in the beginning. Now when I enroll somebody, pretty much I get them into the training and I get them sharing right away. So that will transform it too.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Brooke. I mean, I'm going to end it on like the note that I wrote at the top of the page, which is be your own rock star. I think all of it kind of forms into that. If you will consistently work on yourself and work on being your own rock star, that becomes duplicatable, because people watch it, and people, aren't waiting for you to do it for them, because they're like, oh, Trish isn't doing it, she's not having so-and-so do it for her. Brooke's not having Amy do her business for her. She's doing it herself. And I think that's so important. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I thank you for your time. And thank you for bringing us into your laundry room.
You're welcome.
Bye, sweetheart. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing evening. Bye.